This is terrifying, but let's see how this goes. Hi there and welcome on into my very first video. Today we are going to be doing a speed build for my new Sims save. This is going to be a save based off of DC. And today we're going to be starting with the Titan's Tower. So we've gotten into the video a little bit and I'm starting to build here, and I should probably explain, what it is I'm trying to accomplish. So with the Titan's Tower here, it's going to act as a dorm within the world of Brightchester. And what this allows me to do is have two versions of the Titan's Tower, one from the 2003 animation based off of the art from that, and then the other one based more off of my own ideas and stuff with more characters from the Teen Titans. So when looking at the shape here, I really wanted to keep the classic T shape, but I wanted it to work a little bit better with its location. So I decided to kind of keep the T shape, but have extra chunks. So you'll kind of see the shape coming together here in just a moment and see what I mean by that. So this is the shape I'm going for. You can kind of see the T coming together. And then you'll see me putting in these balconies here. Now these are going to be personal balconies for each of the dorm rooms. So this tower is going to hold a couple of different characters. This is going to have your 2003 classic Teen Titans characters. So here we're going to have Raven, Starfire, Beast Boy, Cyborg, and of course a room for Robin, as well as kind of a guest room for Bumblebee and a couple of spare rooms. So I kind of jump around a little bit in this video, and that is, my bad. I was very indecisive as far as the exterior goes because I wanted it to fit in with the world well. So what you're seeing here, it's going to change quite a bit, but the shape is not going to be altered. It's all going to be just in what windows I'm choosing and what wallpapers I'm choosing, and I did my best to make it as concise as possible. But you're going to see kind of two phases of the build here. So this first phase here is with all of these paneled black windows in the front where it looks a little out of place with the rest of the world. And then you're actually not going to see the other phase of the build until the very end, whenever I finally go back after doing all of the furnishing and I fix up the build a little bit and I add better windows that match the original a little bit better, as well as change the wallpapers to be a little closer to what's going on. So you'll see here, these wallpapers are going to change. This is not the final version of the build here. At this point in the build, I'm kind of ignoring the wallpapers. I've given up a little bit on that, and I'm just trying to, get everything else to develop a little more before I go back to it. So now we're starting on the interior layout, and one of the big things that I really, really wanted for the interior was that inner area where the seating is. Because I wanted to do my best, especially now that we have those curved couches from Dream Home Decorator. I wanted to do my best to really try and copy the original style of the tower. since this one is supposed to be more of a recreation than interpretation, at least on the interior. So at first I was kind of thinking about using the same external wallpaper, but I didn't like the external wallpaper, so I ended up just changing it completely. And you'll see here now I'm starting to place the curved couch pieces here. And this, this really made me so excited to get to do this, because this is like such a staple of the artwork, is this round couch that they have looking out on the windows out towards Jump City. And it's so cool that I was able to do that. So one of the other things you're going to see change is the wood color. So you'll see there now the wood is turning into that warm light wood color that they have throughout their space. And right now I'm just putting in 2 smaller rooms here, and this is going to be a bathroom and where the elevator is located. And I'm going to tell you right now, that elevator, it is going to be sticking out of the roof for most of the video. I did not realize, because I was using platforms, that the elevator would be sticking out towards the top of the roof until almost the end. But now we are moving on to the only bathroom I'm going to be showing in this video. This is the main living space bathroom here. There is one other bathroom that would have been in this video, but I cut it out for time purposes. So you're going to see me again using that wood tone and then a black toilet in there. And I really wanted to keep everything within that general color scheme, especially in spaces where I didn't have any references. I wanted it to feel natural, like that would be something that would have been done in the space. So keeping everything very modern, clean, simplistic was very important to me. Now we're looking at doing the stairwells here, and what I end up doing, but you're not going to see quite yet, is more of a traditional closed off stairwell, and that was so that I could also add in stairwells up to the roof to have kind of like a yard space for the Titans. But in general, the roofs, or not the roofs, the stairs, they're very dynamic. And there's a lot of turns and platform usage and stuff with them. So you'll kind of see what's going on with that as we go. But now we're moving on to kind of these side panels where the elevator and the bathroom are located, because they were looking a little blank. So I just wanted to add a couple of things over into that area. Nothing too crazy, but stuff that was kind of functional. So I added some bookshelves on one side, and then what I'm going to do on the other side is make more of like a computer space, like you would find in the Sims libraries. And I put one regular computer and one of the research things. So you'll see now what I kind of meant about those stairwells. So we have like 2 stairwells on either side, and then they enter into the hallway that has the doors into each bedroom. So right now I'm actually going through and I am getting all of the flooring and wallpapers ready for those bedrooms, and you'll see, I want to see if you can guess which bedrooms are whose, since that is actually going to be a separate speed furnish. Just for sake of time, I didn't want my first video to be, 15 minutes long, all just so that the bedrooms can be in the same, yeah. So I decided to cut out doing both stairwells since it was a little repetitive. So you'll see here that we're going to now get to witness how these stairwells came together. So I'm going ahead, I'm putting in the stairs, and I actually have to flip the sides of those. You'll see in a second. I'm going to try and put the fencing in. I'm going to try and put the fencing in and realize what I did wrong there. So there we go. And I'm going to go ahead and flip those so they're going to be more like mirrors of each other on each floor. And that's just because of how the stairs work in the game. So then you're going to see a lot of flashing between each floor, and that's because I'm using the same exact furniture that I used on the higher level down here. I want it to all kind of seem like that university feel where they use a lot of the same furniture several times through. Because it's all this, community space. But then once we get into the bedrooms, in the next video, it's going to be a little more dynamic. So moving down to the bottom floor to this base level here, I knew I needed a couple of things on this level. So I wanted to have a laundry room on this lot because I think, I always think back to the Sims 3 days whenever that was one of the few things that we got laundry machines with. And that was actually my first laundry machine when I was back playing that game. So when I think of university games in The Sims, I always think of laundry, just for that reason alone. But I definitely wanted to have some laundry to do on this lot, and then I wanted to get another community bathroom in, as well as a gym and an overall science lab space. Since this is located in Foxbury, I wanted to make sure that it still fulfilled the university's niche. But right now, we are working on the gym, which functions as a gym, but also visually works as like their team meeting room / planning room, whatever you want to call it, where they go to brief for missions, basically. So we have this glass desk here, and then some mini versions of the round couch on either side of the stairs. And that's kind of where they go before their missions, before they, go out. And now we are working on that science space, so I knew I wanted to have the robotics table in here, as well as a couple of the other classic science objects. So we actually end up having 2 of those robotic things, and then the microscope and the get to work science and medicine tables, as well as one of those standing gaming platform things from base game. Just because I thought that was kind of fun. It reminded me of something that you would see either Cyborg or Beast Boy playing with together, and I wanted to, include that. I thought it looked kind of ultra modern, and there's a fun something extra that your Sims could do. So from there, we're also going to add in just a couple of other activity items so that there's a lot to do on this lot. That was something I definitely wanted. I wanted your Sims to have a lot to do. So there's like 2 chess tables, there's all of the stuff in the science room, there's the gym, there's a, what are those called? Basketball hoop, there's yoga mats, Raven has a meditation stand. There's all kinds of things from several different packs. This is a very pack heavy build, I'm not gonna lie. But I think especially for something like this, it's important to have a lot of activities. But looking here, this is actually where those 2 chess tables are. That was the bottom stairwells that we're doing here, kind of getting those all put together. And I actually end up deleting the paintings that are there and replacing them with something different. Those 2 rooms, because you can see into them, they gave me a little bit of trouble. They're kind of mirrors of each other, and I just wanted them to not be too busy. So those those paintings end up going away and getting replaced. But now we are back on the top floor here, just putting a couple of extra things on either side. You can see those stairwells going up to the roof are now in. And those look a little more industrial, a little more like fire escape stairs, simply just because they are exterior stairs, even though they look like they're on the inside there. But we are finally going to tackle the exterior again. After all this time, you can kind of get an image of what the rooftop looks like there. Unfortunately, the recording of that got corrupted, so I wasn't able to include it. But these are the windows we end up going with. They are one-way windows from Get to Work, and this is really fun because from the outside you're not looking into a bunch of bathrooms and living spaces and stuff, so it kind of saves the exterior. But as far as the interior goes, you still get that wonderful full glass look that you had in the original show. Now, one of my biggest issues with the exterior wallpaper situation was how dark it was, so I went ahead and I found a wallpaper that was a little bit lighter and closer to the building it is on top of. And then we're just going to go through and not actually lighten up the borders, we're actually going to thicken them in that black, similar to the base that is on. And I am going to go through and fix the windows in the back as well, don't worry. I just haven't gotten around to it yet, but don't worry, it's going to happen. But we are actually wrapping up. I'm just going to change the color of the windows here, and then we are going to get into some screenshots. But while you take a look at some of the final product here, I'm actually going to go ahead and sign off, and I hope you guys tune in for the next video. The next video should be the furnishing of Raven, Starfire, Beast Boy, Robin, and Cyborg's bedrooms, as well as a few guest rooms, so that will be really exciting. I hope I see you guys then. Have a good day!